Welcome to today's yoga practice. Happy to be with you today. Although it can't be live, let's still share a practice. So today we're actually going to focus on Eastern medicine and talk about Qi. Qi is life force, and in yoga there is a word for it. It's called prana. But focusing on Qi and the philosophy behind Qi in Eastern medicine. Qi is your foundation for your vitality, for everything that you do, basically your energy. That's the best word we have to translate into English. And according to Eastern philosophy, Eastern medicine, there are 5 ways to replenish and restore your Qi. The first way to get Qi is to be born. And I'm sorry, but that's in this physical world, you can do that one time. The second way to restore Qi is to eat, of course, and drink healthy foods. Foods that have lots of energy will give your body and your spirit energy. Third way is to move your body. Moving your body, building your energy, building your Qi. Fourth way is to spend time in nature. You don't have to move in nature, but if you go for a walk outside, 2 birds, 1 stone. And the final way to harness Qi, restore Qi, replenish Qi happens automatically. It is your breath. You're starting to see now, understand the crossover between Qi and prana. Both are described as your life force. So instead of sitting down today, we're going to begin with some Eastern medicine, a couple of Qigong movements. Yep, you heard me, Qigong, to help us replenish Qi. So here we go. Stand at the top of your mat. Blending yoga and Qigong, or Tai Chi. If you practice Tai Chi, you'll recognize some of the vocabulary and some of the movements we're going to be doing today. So standing in mountain pose, feet hip distance apart, feet solidly connected to the earth. Draw your shoulders up towards your ears, roll them back, turn your palms forward. Just create this feeling of openness in your body. Now gaze in the distance. If you can, look out your window so you can see trees, grass, sky, earth, whatever is within your view, framed in the window. Now just let that kind of go fuzzy in the distance because the focus is your breath. A couple of breaths here, really feeling steady on your feet, connected to the earth below. Because ultimately, it is the earth that is below the soles of your feet. Whether you're standing on the floor, you're standing on concrete or stone or wood, whatever it happens to be, it's the earth that holds us steady. Now gather some Qi. So with the palms turned forward, just sweep out to the sides. Take your breath in. Allow your wrists to cross. Let your gaze goes upwards if it feels right, and just exhale. Let the hands come down. Again, a breath in. Let your wrists cross and down. Now changing the movement slightly. Think of an image here. As you inhale, sweep up the Qi. Gather up the Qi of the universe from the earth and oceans, the trees, the mountains, the sky, and the stars. Now fingertips come together to hold that in and pull it all the way in. Draw the energy inward into the core of the pelvis. Let the hands separate and sweep up again. Gather more Qi. from the earth and oceans, the trees, the mountains, the sky, and the stars. Fingertips touch overhead and draw it inward. 2 more times. Keep your mind on the visualization. Make this a deliberate moving meditation. Purposeful breath. Purposeful gathering of chi, drawing it in to restore yourself. 1 more. Now, at the end of this repetition of gathering chi, place your hands right on your lower belly. Thumb tips just touching at your navel. Index fingertips touching at the base of a triangle here. Hands just resting gently on the core of the pelvis, the lower belly. If you feel comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes. If not, just look at that beautiful view outside your window. Feel the movement of your belly with your breath. This is your center of gravity, the core of the pelvis. We're going to work at opening up through the hips today to allow the chi to flow to full extremities, feet and hands. Take a couple more breaths in, and as you exhale, just focus on sending your energy downward to the earth, really anchoring yourself, feeling steady. And then release your hands. Palms turn forward just slightly, thumbs pointing outwards. So you're still feeling open, you're still in a high receive mode, receiving energy, prana, chi. Already beginning to feel a little stronger. Now inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, sweep the arms out and down, bend your knees on the way down, bring your fingertips to the mat. Step your right foot back. Just step back with your right foot, push all the way down onto your right heel until you feel a stretch into the right calf. Be sure to connect the right heel with the earth. It connects with the mat, fully supported. Hands one at a time onto the top of your left thigh as you press yourself up. Now just gently push your right heel down. Left knee is pointing in the same direction as your left toes. Just pull your shoulders and rib cage far enough away from your thigh that you feel some openness, but keep the back of the right leg long. So you're still feeling some intensity there into the right calf. Now rest your mind in the spot in your right calf where you feel the intensity the most. Rest your attention there and breathe. Let your breath open up the right calf. Feel the breath reaching into the right calf and reducing some of the intensity. Now, one at a time, bring your hands down to the mat. Just resting on your fingertips and step your right foot forward. Inhale, just lift your eyes, look beyond the top edge of the mat, lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, soften, allow the knees to bend, elbows to soften, left foot steps back. Push all the way down onto your left heel. You can already feel the beginnings of stretch on the left leg, left calf. Hands one at a time come onto your right thigh. Right knee is pointing in the same direction as your right toes. You can look down at it just to be sure. And then set in your mind what that feels like to have your right knee pointing in the same direction as your right toes. Bring your gaze forward. Feel the shoulders, rib cage lift up. Feel the body lengthen. As you exhale, left heel pushes down. You can sense the message your left calf is sending you. It needs your breath. It needs your breath. It needs prana. So rest your mind in the spot in your left calf where you feel the intensity the most and give it your breath. Giving it energy, life force, prana, chi, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing. Now bring your hands to your hips this time. Shoulders pull back. You can feel your weight shifting into your left leg. Step your left foot forward. Release your hands. Palms turn forward. Take a breath here. Settle into the soles of the feet. Breathe into the core of the pelvis, and as you exhale, send the energy downward. Feel grounded and strong. Sense the earth below you and its stability. Inhale, sweep the arms up, gather some chi. Bring the fingertips together. Draw the chi inward, down through the crown of the head, through the throat, the heart, to the core of the pelvis. Release the hands, bring your hands to your hips, step your right foot back. So a little farther than a walking step, land on the ball of your right big toe. Now pivot, turning to the right. So you're looking to the wall at the right. Left knee is bent, knee is pointing in the same direction as your toes. Try to remember what that felt like a moment ago when your left knee was pointing in the same direction as your toes. Now keeping your shoulders level with your hips. As you inhale, sweep the arms out. Up. Exhale. Releasing the arms outwards. Bend your left elbow. Bring your left elbow to your left knee. Right hand to your hip. Now if your left knee feels like it's too far away, place your left hand on your knee. Use your hand or your elbow to anchor your knee in place. Keep your eyes to the right. Now pull back with the right shoulder. Roll it back. You want to feel a subtle stretch in the inner left thigh here. You got it. So you're going to bring your mind to the spot in your body where you feel the intensity the most in this side angle stretch. Taking it gently here, trying to keep both sides of the rib cage, both sides of the torso equal in length from your hips to your armpit on the right side and the left side. Bringing your left hand to your knee or your left elbow to your knee to stay tall through both sides of the body. Create room to store all that life force that you're drawing in with your breath. Now release the right arm and sweep the right arm up and reach over, bringing your right arm in towards your right ear. So your right fingertips are reaching up towards the ceiling. Stay long through the body. Kind of get a sense that you're creating a long line between your right fingertips and the outside of your right heel. Both sides long. Now the right side here is long automatically. So bring your attention now to the left side of the rib cage and breathe there. The compression there, the work there, makes it difficult to bring the breath there without deliberately focusing the breath to the left side of the rib cage. Draw in the life force, the prana, the chi. Take one more breath right here. Now, anchor your left knee in place, switching the focus now to the left knee. And sweep the right arm out. Sweep the left arm out. Hips aligned with the shoulders, arms reaching out side to side. Anchoring the right shoulder in place. With your exhalation, turn to look along your left arm. There's that window, that outdoor scene. Even if you can't see out a window at the moment, imagine what's out there waiting for you. The blue sky, the cedars, the trees. Even though it's winter here, it's beautiful. We have a light dusting of snow this morning. It's amazing. Now breathe into the core of the pelvis. And as you exhale, send the energy outward, down through the legs, soles of the feet, up to the heart, out through the arms and the fingertips. Fill all that space with life force. And release the hands. Hands to your hips, getting ready to pivot. We've done this move many times. It's a good challenge for the balance. Pull the right heel off the mat. As you rotate through the shoulders and rib cage, rotate onto the ball of your right big toe and step forward. Left foot steps back. Land on the ball of the left big toe, a little farther than a walking step. Now pivot. Turning to the left. Plant your left heel, left toes pointing to the left. Take a look down at your right knee pointing in the same direction as your right toes. So not a wide stance here, just enough to feel open. Turn, looking to the left, shoulders over top of the hips. Inhale, sweep the arms out, all the way up. And as you exhale, you can bring your right elbow to your right knee, left hand to your left hip. Now, if this feels like it's too compressed for you on the right side, come up onto your right hand. Rest your right hand on your knee. Use your right hand, your right elbow, whatever it is that's resting on your knee, to anchor your knee in place. Zone into the inner right thigh. Feel the intensity there and breathe. With your next breath out, roll the left shoulder back, opening up through the left hip, perhaps increasing the intensity in the inner right thigh. Strong energy through the legs, from the core of the pelvis down. You can feel your strength building, right? You feel the practice of zoning into the core of the pelvis and harnessing the breath to gather and restore your chi, your prana. It's working. It's amazing. Now sweep, left arm up, long left side, trying to maintain the length on the right side. Think of reaching your left fingertips up to the corner where the wall meets the ceiling. Staying long through the left side, noticing how easily the life force, breath, flows into the left side here. So now shift your awareness to the right side of the rib cage. Deliberately draw your breath to the right side. It's the side that needs your breath the most, and it's the hardest spot to breathe here in this side angle pose. We have a saying in yoga that where the mind goes, breath, prana flows where the mind goes. That's it, yes. So wherever your mind happens to be, that's where your energy, your breath goes, your prana. Keep the focus on the right side of the rib cage. One more breath. Now pull up. Swing your left arm. Stack shoulders and hips, aligning one over top of the other. So try to sense if there's a tilt in your pelvis. Again, lengthening, evening out both sides of the rib cage from your hips to your armpits. So your left hip isn't popping out to the side. Keep it level. Right knee, still pointing in the same direction as your toes. A little harder now without your hand there to support you. Anchor the left shoulder in place. And as you exhale, turn to gaze along your right arm, right ring finger. Reconnecting to the nature that's beyond the walls in the room. Stay connected to the life force. Stay connected to prana. As soon as your mind wanders off the mat, away from prana, away from chi, you're no longer restoring yourself. You're giving energy to wherever your mind has gone. Keep it here, with you, with your purpose. Now release your hands. Pivot. As the shoulders and rib cage turn, pivot onto your left big toe and step forward. Release your hands. Standing here, mountain pose. Big, beautiful breath. Inhale, gather some chi from the earth and oceans, trees, mountains, sky, and stars. Fingertips come together and draw the chi inwards. Right into the core of the pelvis. And hold it there. Another breath in, sweeping the arms up, gathering up some chi. Fingertips come together, drawing it inwards. Release your hands, bring your hands to your hips. Let's step the right foot back. Rotate onto the ball of the right big toe, plant the heel. Shoulders, rib cage, turn to the right. Shoulders over top of hips. Now push down into the mat with the left heel, lengthen the left leg. Keeping the hips in line with the shoulders, trying not to let the right hip pop out to the right. Stay centered. Keep the center of gravity, the core of the pelvis, centered. Now inhale, sweep the arms straight out side to side like you did a moment ago. Turn to look along your left arm. Take another breath. As you exhale, just reach. Reach the energy down into the earth and then out through the arms and fingertips. Now take another breath. And as you exhale, just seesaw forwards. Bringing your left hand to your left thigh, your left knee, your left shin, wherever it happens to be. Anchor here. Bring your right hand to your hip. Coming into a version of triangle pose. So here in yoga, there's often a temptation to try and get your left hand to the floor. That's not our focus today. Focus today is to keep the hips open, to keep the body long and strong, and equal length on both sides. So the energy, the life force can reach every cell in the body. Now turn to look to the right. Feel the right shoulder pull back. Feel the hips open a little bit more. So we're getting a deep, long stretch here on the outside of the right hip. Keep the left side of the rib cage just as long as the right side. And be careful here not to put too much weight, your left hand on your left leg. Put a little bend in the back of the left knee to keep your knee safe, especially if your hand is on your shin. Now let's draw the left side of the rib cage in. Let's harness some of the strength, because it's only through harnessing some of the chi that we've been building that will be able to increase the level of chi in the body. I know it sounds crazy. You got to spend chi to make chi. That's the way it is. So with the belly and the rib cage really strong, lighten the weight on your left hand. Just see if you can get your left hand to float here. If you feel like you can go bigger, reach the right arm up. Really try to breathe right into the core of the pelvis. And send all the energy outward. Core of the pelvis down through the legs, soles of the feet. Core of the pelvis to the heart, out through the arms and fingertips. Now right hand comes to your hip, left hand to your knee. Take a breath. And as you exhale, just let your left hand slide a little closer towards your ankle. Maintaining length on the left side rather than collapsing through the left side. Bend your left knee, left elbow to your left knee, sink in slightly. Right thumb is on the back of your right hand, right hip. Left elbow is on your left knee. Take a breath. And as you exhale, just rotate open through the right shoulder, keeping the left knee in place and bringing your gaze upwards, up towards the ceiling. You choose how high. Breathe. Oh my gosh. Breath feels so good. Now release. Bringing the right hand down at the same time you bring your gaze back down to the mat. Left hand comes down. Step back to downward dog. Strong hands, strong legs, feeling the connection to the earth through the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet. Breathing into the core of the pelvis, sending energy as you exhale, reconnecting through the soles of the feet to the earth, reconnecting through the palms of the hands and the earth with every breath out. It's like saying thank you. Thank you for allowing me to breathe. Thank you for letting me draw in the energy of the universe. And as you exhale, return it to the earth so that it too can be restored. Lift your heels, bend your knees, walk your feet towards your hands. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, bend your knees, hands to your hips, and lift up the rest of the way. Left foot steps back. Land on the ball of your left big toe. As you rotate the upper body, pivot on the ball of your left big toe and plant your heel. Turning to the left, looking in the same direction as your toes, your left toes. Shoulders anchored over top of your hips. Press down with your right heel, lengthen the right leg. Getting ready for our triangle pose. Now pausing here. Checking in to make sure the hips are level and that the core of the pelvis is centered. It is your center of gravity. It needs to be centered. Try not to let the hip pop out. That's the focus here. So sweep the arms out. And as you exhale, just turn to look along your right arm. Reconnecting to your surroundings. Being fully present on the yoga mat. Fully present in your environment, in your body. A breath in, into the core of the pelvis. And as you exhale, expand. Feel the energy reaching out to every cell in your body. Restoring every cell, every day. One more breath. And as you exhale, seesaw forward, bringing your right hand to your knee, your shin, your thigh, wherever it happens to land. It's not about the depth of the fold here. And as you exhale, left hand to your hip. Looking down at your left toes. Just make sure you feel long through both sides of the body, right side and left side. Minimize the weight on your right hand, on your right leg, wherever it happens to be. A little bit of a bend in the back of the right knee to keep the knee safe. And turn to look to the left. No longer looking down at your right toes. Feeling the long line, the long stretch on the outside of the left hip here. Breathing into the core of the pelvis, feeling the breath, aware of every moment, connected to every breath. Now take a moment here to embrace the right side of the rib cage. So feel the right side pull in. Feel the strength there. Getting ready to harness some chi. It's only because we've built up chi that we have the strength to do this today. Now start to lighten the weight on the right hand and just see if you can float the right hand today. It's okay if you can't float. Just try to lighten the load. Right hand on your right leg. Rather than leaning on your right leg, just let it rest there. If you are able to float and you want to go bigger, go ahead and sweep the left arm up. Now the breath takes a lot of strength to really draw it in. Take some powerful chi to pull into the belly now. One more breath. And release the hands. Left hand comes to the hip. Right hand comes back to your knee or your shin. Take a breath. Now keeping the right side long rather than collapsing through the right side, see if there's room, length, to slide your right hand a little closer towards your ankle. Feel the intensity on the left hip. Give it your breath. Where the mind goes, prana flows. Let's take it to the left hip, everybody. Slowly bend your right knee, rest your right elbow on your knee. Using your right elbow to keep your knee over top of your ankle. You're very familiar with how that feels. You can look if you choose, but I bet you know. Now use your thumb, left thumb on the back of your left hip. Roll your left shoulder open and bring your gaze upwards. Feel the stretch, intensity deepen in the inner right thigh. Take a breath. And as you exhale, turn. Bring your eyes down to the mat. Left hand, and then the right hand. Pivot onto your left big toe. Step your left foot forward. Now bend your knees enough. Your fingertips connect to the mat. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, fold. So let your head feel heavy. Be sure to have support under your hands. If your fingertips don't come to the mat, if you're feeling the urge to lengthen through the back of the legs, which we're going to do in a moment, you can go ahead and reach for a yoga block or place a towel or blanket under your fingertips to give you room to lengthen the back of the legs. Take a breath, and as you exhale, push into the earth, lift the hips up towards the ceiling, just to increase the intensity in the back of the legs ever so slightly. Never to pain. I want you to maintain a deep breath that reaches into the core of the pelvis. And as you exhale, breathe out from the core of the pelvis, down through the legs, the soles of the feet. Do that a couple more times. A breath in, core of the pelvis. Exhale, down through the legs, soles of the feet. One more. Feel your belly moving against your thighs. And as you exhale, feel the belly button pulling in towards the spine, breath reaching down the legs, soles of the feet. Really connect to the whole breath experience, not just the, oh, I'm breathing. Notice where your breath goes. All right, now focusing on the upper body. So taking a breath in, into the core of the pelvis. And this time as you exhale, this one's trickier. Feel the ribcage embrace and reach with the crown of the head. Think of reaching beyond the top edge of your mat. So in, breathe into the core of the pelvis, and as you exhale, reach through the crown of the head. Think about your exhalation releasing through the top of your head. One more. Bend the knees. Bend your knees enough you can plant your hands completely. Step back to downward dog. Just take a couple of breaths here. Just feel your downward dog. Feel the connection, palms of the hands, soles of the feet. Nothing more than that here. Let's keep this one simple. Notice where your breath goes. Rather than controlling your breath, just notice where it goes. Focus on keeping your mind with your breath. Lift your heels, bend your knees, walk your feet towards your hands. Inhale, lift the arms up forward. Exhale, bend your knees, bring your hands to your hips. And as you inhale, just slowly bring yourself up, all the way up. Standing in mountain pose, arms at your sides. Now bring your hands to the core of the pelvis. Just let your hands rest on the abdomen, right at the belly button, where they naturally land. Perfect. Standing tall. Feel the crown of the head reaching upwards. Now let's harness some stability from the earth here. So with your hands reaching down, fingertips reaching down just in front of your thighs. As you take your breath in, think of pulling the cool, new, calming energy up from the earth through the soles of the feet, length of the legs, bringing the gaze upwards as the hands go upwards, and as you exhale, sweep out and down. This is a cleansing movement in Qigong, purifying you. So as you inhale, pull the energy up from the earth through the full length of your body. Long, slow inhalation, bringing the gaze upwards and exhaling, reaching out. So let's change this visualization just a little bit. As you inhale, pulling the energy up through your body, mingling the earth's energy with your own, the earth's chi with your own. And as you exhale, send some of your energy out there. The energy that you're finished with, making room for some fresh energy to come up from the earth. pulling up. Exhaling, reaching out, sending out. Let's do one more just because it feels so good. Pulling up, mixing your energy, Earth's energy, the universal energy, and sending it all the way out there. To all those people who are far away and you can't be with, send them your energy. Let's do that one more time. That was beautiful. Inhaling, pulling up, sending out, and connecting. Yeah. Hands to the core of the pelvis. Just let all that settle. Release the hands. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. As you exhale, sweep out, dive down. Bend your knees, plant your hands, step back to downward dog. Feel your downward dog. All right, so let's connect with the focus centers in the body. First focal center, core of the pelvis. That one's easy. So breathing into the core of the pelvis. Exhaling, releasing down through the legs, soles of the feet. Yeah, that one's easy. All right, this time focusing on the heart. Inhaling into the heart. Exhaling, releasing through the arms, palms of the hands. Now the third one, this one's the trickiest. The third eye, the space between the eyebrows. A breath in. That one's a little harder to find. And exhale. Reach through the crown of the head. Take one more full, complete breath. Just feeling your downward dog, resting your attention where your body wants it to be. Now lift your heels, bring your knees all the way down to the mat. Take a wide leg child's pose, big toes together. And find the position where you can bring support beneath the forehead. So you can place hand on top of hand, fist on top of fist. If you need a block, you can bring your forehead down to a yoga block or all the way down to the mat. Just relax the arms, let the shoulders feel heavy, no tension there. So here I want you to focus on the third eye, that space right between your eyebrows where you feel the pressure in the center of your forehead as you rest your head heavily. It's a little easier to focus on this third eye focal point now because physically, the attention, your mind goes there. So zone in to the center of the forehead. Breathe into the third eye. Just resting your attention there. Really connecting to your sense of intuition. And connecting to all those things you know, but you're not sure how you know them. Take one more breath. Now press up. And swing your legs around to the top of the mat. I'm going to take the legs wide today. Anchor your weight at the back of your heels, toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Hands to your sides so you feel really long through the upper body. Turn to look to your right thigh, right toes. Bring your left hand to the inside of your left leg. Now, if you feel like you're not able to sit tall here and turn and look towards your right toes comfortably with length through the upper body, you can go ahead and sit on a rolled up blanket or a yoga block. That will give you a little more length, a little more lift. Now, left hand is on the mat. Use your left hand for support. So make sure your fingertips are connected to the mat and you feel strong through your left arm. Inhale, sweep the right arm up. And as you exhale, just lean into your left hand. Let your left hand slide towards your left ankle. And just lean slightly towards your left toes. Now focus again here on keeping the left side of the rib cage long. It's not about collapsing into the left side. It's about lengthening through the right side. Reach the right hand up to the ceiling, up to the corner where the wall and the ceiling meet. Keep the shoulders square to your right toes. And just look to the corner at the right, the corner of the rib. With your next breath in, swing your right arm. Bring your right hand back to your hip. Now bring both hands forwards. So you've got one hand to either side of your right leg, right thigh. Still tall, looking towards your right toes. With your exhalation now, bow. Bow towards your right toes. Feel your rib cage and belly getting closer to your right thigh. Stay open and broad through the backs of the shoulders. Think of sliding your shoulder blades in towards your spine so the collarbones also remain open. Now anchor down through the backs of the thighs, the core of the pelvis. As you exhale, send energy out through the soles of your feet. Feel your legs lengthen. Exhale, reach to the crown of your head. Feel the upper body lengthen. And then fill all that space with life force and breath. It's not about how far you fold. It's about how big you can make your body. How far can you reach your life force, your prana, your chi. Press up. Bring yourself to center. Take a breath right here, just sitting tall, legs long, anchored weight on the back of the heels, backs of the hips. And turn to your left leg. Right hand to the inside of your right thigh. Just kind of use your right hand to the inside of your thigh to rotate your shoulders and rib cage to your left toes. Inhale, left arm sweeps up. Exhale, just lean into your right fingertips, slide your fingers towards your right heel, and reach left arm up to the ceiling. Staying long through both sides of the body, breathing equally into both sides of the rib cage. Sending life force, prana, chi to every part of you. That's the true intention, every single breath. Keep your eyes on the corner at the left. Try not to rotate through the shoulders or collapse towards your right leg. With your breath in, use the momentum of your breath, the weight of your left arm to bring yourself back to center. So you can feel your weight on the backs of your hips, your sit bones. Hands coming forward, so there's one hand on either side of your left leg now. Still high on your fingertips, looking at your left toes. Take a breath. And as you exhale, fold towards your left leg. Feel your belly and rib cage connecting to your thigh as your forward fold deepens. Keep your eyes forward on your toes. Keep shoulder blades sliding in towards your spine so you're open through the collarbones and at the same time broad through the back of the shoulders. Take a breath in. Reach out. Feel your center of gravity. Breathe in. As you exhale, reaching out through the crown of the head, feeling the upper body lengthen. Feeling all that space. And press up. Bring yourself back to center. Take a moment here. Bend your knees, bring your toes to the top of the mat. And just slowly bring yourself all the way back. Coming down onto the mat. Hands at your sides. And just walk your feet wide. Keep your feet firmly planted on the mat. Spread your toes so the soles of your feet are active. And just let your knees wave from side to side. Stay grounded through the balls of the toes and the heels. And just letting your knees go. One way and then the other. Just feeling the movement. Feel the energy shifting. As one knee falls in, you feel the length on that hip. And then the other side. As the right knee falls in, you feel the stretch on the right hip. Feel the massage in the lower back around the sacrum. Kind of scoops round in a U shape. And then bring your knees to center. Walk your feet in. And just hug your knees in one at a time. Just give them a good squeeze in. And switch when you're ready. Stretch your legs out. Coming into final relaxation. Draw your shoulder blades underneath you. So you can turn your palms up and rest on the backs of your hands, backs of your arms. You can go ahead and close your eyes. If you're not comfortable closing your eyes, just gaze dreamily up at the ceiling and imagine the blue sky beyond, maybe the stars out there in the universe. And return to your breath. Rest your attention with the core of the pelvis. Breathing into the core of the pelvis, and as you exhale, send the energy out through the legs, soles of the feet. Another breath into the core of the pelvis. Exhaling, reaching out through the arms, palms of the hands, fingertips. One more time, breathing into the core of the pelvis. This time exhaling up the spinal column and out through the crown of the head. Let go of your breath. Just let your body feel heavy. Shift your attention now to your heart center. Breathing into the heart center. A breath in. Exhale, reaching out through the arms, palms of the hands, fingertips. Breathing into the heart. Exhaling, down through the spinal column, down the legs, soles of the feet, tips of your toes. Breathing into the heart center. Exhaling up the back of the neck and out, releasing outwards through the crown of the head. Let go of control of your breath and sink in with your exhalation. Sink into the back of the body. Feel the support of the earth below. Bringing your attention now to your third eye, the space at the center of your forehead between your eyebrows. You can feel the weight at the back of your head. The third eye is the same spot, but at the center of the forehead. Now breathing into the third eye, you might feel the breath swirling into your sinuses. Exhale, reach down, down through the spinal column, down through the legs, the soles of the feet. Another breath into the third eye. Exhaling down through the neck, reaching into the heart, the backs of the shoulders, out through the arms, palms of the hands, tips of the fingers. One more breath. Inhaling into the third eye. Feel the cool air traveling up the nasal passages into the sinus cavities. Exhaling, releasing out through the crown of the head. Let go of control of your breath. Sink into the heaviness in the back of the body and sink into the support of the earth. Draw from the calming energy of the earth. Feel anchored. Feel steady. Feel strong. Replenished by the chi, the life force, the prana of the universe. I invite you to rest here in final relaxation for as long as you choose, or you can rise up with me. I'm going to take one more long breath deep into the core of the pelvis, and then use the exhalation to send the breath to every cell in my body. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do that again. I just felt so good. Breathing into the core of the pelvis and exhaling, intentionally sending life force, chi, prana to every cell in my body. Where the mind goes, prana flows. Bringing a little movement to my fingers and toes, getting ready to rise up. Bigger movements now to hands and feet, arms and legs. Bending knees one at a time, placing feet on the floor. Gently rolling onto your right side. Take a breath. Press up. And sit tall. Hands together at the heart. Eyes softly closed or gazing downward. Take a moment to be grateful. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be loved. And may all beings be at peace. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.